Hello, welcome along to Bangkok ChitChat with Andrew and Andy. And today is part 2 of a video that we're calling really Thai prisons. We've got Gale here once again, Gale Bailey MBE. In part 1 we were talking about this tourist attractions for prisons, and I think I won the argument. So if you haven't watched part 1, you can see Andy winning.
Matter of opinion, but never mind.
And today we're talking about open prisons, rehabilitation, and I'm sure we'll get some discussion about drug offences and sentencing as well. So do you want to start off? Because you've been there like studying.
Okay, I haven't been there studying at all. Anyway, so what we're talking about is open prisons, and there was an article in the Bangkok Post, thank you very much, and they were giving an example of they call ultra non-secure prisons there. And one of the stories was about one guy who had a life sentence, and he was exemplary in his behaviour, and he started a little business, yeah? And he was allowed to have his family there. Right? So he actually stayed with his family.
Where was
while
this?
He was in prison.
Sorry?
This is in India.
Ah,
yeah? And so he started a little business. He actually ended up earning more, supporting his family, yeah, there than he was when he was outside. Right? And there was one rule where he could go out for 12 hours outside the prison, but he had to come back by 6 p.m. Thailand now has talked about building open prisons. Yeah? So with these open prisons, they're going in the same direction. We talked before about tourism, yeah? But where they can actually do some work, they're assimilated back into society. Now, the rule, for what they've said, is that it should be in the last third, or they should have spent a third of their time within a closed prison, or they'll get 6 months left. Now, I think the whole idea is very good, because at the end of the day, the way things are exponentially, what you're going to have is, if people are going back into society and they've got nothing to do, they've already they're tired with the image, yeah? They've got no work to do, they've
Been
got no job,
institutionalised
they've been institutionalised. What they're going to do is go back to the old style, and they just come back in. So exponentially, it's going to grow, yeah? Especially when we'll get into later on about drugs. Yeah? Or you go back into the same environment, to the same friends. Right? So what this is really doing is trying to bring the family back in together, basically assimilate them back into society. Yeah? So Thailand is looking at doing this, and they're looking at initially 5, yeah? And they're actually looking at changing conditions. Now, obviously, this is an image thing as well. They're also building new prisons, and in these prisons where they had a limited space, they're looking at about having 150 centimetres, yeah? For each person.
How much is that? How long is 150
so a metre and a half, or 50 centimetres. But it's a lot more than they get just now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, so they're not going to the degree of the Indians, yeah. But what they are doing is they're trying to make conditions better. So rehabilitation. I don't know do you know what they're doing just now?
Well, from when going to Bangkok, I didn't think there was an awful lot of rehabilitation, or they could be occupied making furniture or doing the plants, but actually...
Wouldn't that be rehabilitation?
Well,
in some people's eyes?
Yes, it would be, but it wasn't like a structured. You know, you didn't have to... If you've got so many training things to do. I think there was more there. There was none at all for foreign prisoners at all. No learning skills. I think they did have some like computer skills on some of them, but obviously,
really?
Well, I say that, but I don't think they were allowed internet. Else they'd all be, you know,
bit difficult.
Yes. So maybe just learning typing or to learn a computer, maybe just that.
Okay.
But there wasn't an awful lot of rehabilitation. But I've just remembered, as it so happens, that they've actually started doing parole for foreign prisoners. So one of my former prisoners said, but I don't know about that. Whether they were just thinking about it.
I mean, do people get, apart from royal, what do you call it, amnesty?
Royal pardons. Yeah.
Apart from, if you're there for 20 years,
yeah.
Is there any parole on that? Like you can get out after 15, like for Thais I'm talking about?
Only if there's amnesty. There's just been a recent amnesty for the King's birthday. So it gives a percentage of the sentence, they get a reduction.
But there's no other, like in America, they say, oh yes, you know,
No,
he
no,
goes 15 years and everyone goes, yeah, he'll be out in 10 or 9 or 8.
No.
There's none of that.
Life means...
It is what it is.
Here, life means life.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I
If
thought.
if your life means life. I mean, I don't think anybody's been executed recently here.
No, there's
death
been
sentence.
many years now.
Sometimes I wonder regarding the death penalty is,
Well,
could you not opt to it? If you're going to be in life, you could just stop it now.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I mean,
Well, mind you,
well,
yeah.
what they're talking about here, you just now, it says the prison just now, there's been a 70% increase in male inmates and 87% increase in female inmates, 20% of whom are incarcerated during trials. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
those figures are the same as I've got here for drugs. For
Yes.
70% of in the prison, 70% are men on drug charges. 87% are women
Yes.
on drug charges.
Yes,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah,
same
yeah.
figures. So
Right.
Well, normally-
and 30% of reoffending rates. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Well, they're addicts.
the women and the men, they could be case partners. You know,
that's what I'm thinking.
a lot of that. You know, a lot of case partners went
Case
on.
partners being...
Well, if
part of the plot.
you know, a man and a woman,
Oh, right, okay.
they were doing it. They were doing the drug thing together.
Right.
And but they sometimes as well they would be arrested as part of the raid. So
Right,
just
yeah.
being there by association, whether they were actually involved.
And then they go into remand for a number of years till the trial comes up.
Yes.
Even not having been guilty, not
Yes,
proven guilty.
That's right. Yes.
So
yeah,
you're
yeah.
guilty until you're proven innocent.
Absolutely. Yes.
Which I just think is
Well, that happens-
so scary just for a general public. If
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
tries to fit you up.
Yeah, but that happens in America. I mean,
it happens in
you
the
know,
UK. You have to wait long times for,
Yeah,
their,
America,
for their
you're-
trials.
yeah.
Yeah.
But normally you've got something, a flight risk, or you've a previous offences,
Yes.
or you're a danger to the public,
Yes,
or something.
yes.
Yeah, but
like that.
whether you're allowed bail or not.
Yeah,
Right.
this-
Yeah, is that what you
I mean,
said?
I love all these crime ones in America. And, you know,
Yeah.
he's up before the judge and go, this is what you're being charged
Yes,
with. Bang,
yeah.
bang, off to Rikers. You know,
Yeah,
there's murders
yeah,
every
yeah.
other week in Rikers. It's like and you could be innocent.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they said it's horrifying.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they're not even being proved either way.
Yeah.
Surely there should be a place where it's not so... People
Well,
go, well,
this is where I
not
think
so
the
bad.
open prison
you know?
sort of thing, if there's something where there's restriction, or now in the UK they're putting ankle bracelets on and
Yes, tags.
You know
tags,
why? Because
yes.
they want to keep the general pop down.
Yeah,
of
they
the-
want to keep the population.
We said in the
down,
last
yeah.
one, 400,000 prisoners
Yeah.
in 120,000 capacity prisons.
Yeah.
And these drug offences, they can get years and years
Well,
and years
yeah,
and
well,
years.
drugs get a harsher sentence than a paedophile or a murderer.
Yeah.
for
You
sure.
can get like 25 years for, I don't know, a bag of meth. I get it, drugs are bad. Don't do drugs, kids, if you're
Yeah,
watching. I'm
yeah,
not.
yeah,
All
yeah.
I'm saying is 25 years. Let's get that rehabilitation in early.
Yes.
You know, in the first 2 years. Let them, they committed a crime, they have to be punished. End of. But shorten the times, and then you'll free up the space for other criminals to
Well,
go to
I
the
think
prison.
Yeah.
also it comes down to
It should be let out with on good behaviour. You mean?
Correct.
Yes.
So
yeah.
So one thing they were talking about within the Thai system, he said they wanted to focus more on rehabilitation than only punishment, because when they get let out, they've got nothing to go out
That's
to.
right. Yeah.
So they were looking at helping things like vocational training.
Yeah, they said that. Yeah,
Right?
counselling.
Helping with higher education, helping with job searches, with job applications. But the one I was very interested in was management of themselves in their mind.
Okay.
So it was things like anger management. You know, some people, when they get a drink or something like that, their character suddenly changes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And most I'm not saying drugs, but well, I suppose in drugs you try it once and then you get in the habit.
Yeah.
You know, next time, you did it 1 week, oh, it was a great kick. Yeah, you did it the following week, and then it becomes
habit.
part of your social thing. And it was trying.
Don't forget the guys that go into prison and become addicts in the prison.
Yes, a lot of them do. A lot of them.
They weren't
escape,
addicts
yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Who the hell pays for that? They've got no money.
Well,
Well-
you were explaining on that very first video we did, that
Yeah.
money does come into them, doesn't it?
Well, money comes in from the families,
Yeah.
but normally that's decreed for food and making their lives easier, you know, for them.
Yeah.
for
Soap,
bartering.
toothpaste.
But I do know that there was one prisoner whose parents sent a lot of money, and I really wondered, well, I guessed eventually what he was using it for. You know, it was.
But if they don't have that money, how can they?
Yes, but the families think that they need the money to help them. You know,
I mean,
it's very difficult.
They can survive without any money coming in because the prison does provide food, but it's probably at a terrible level.
It's very, 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 very basic. So they do need extra to supplement it. But you know, like they do get from UK, they do get prisoners abroad, which is about 2,000 baht a month, depending on the exchange rate.
I wonder how far that goes in prison.
Not too far, but they can have at least some decent food some time of the day. So.
Where would they get the food from? You know, I can shop.
Well, there's the big kitchen.
For the commissaire,
yes,
shops
they have an order thing you can order, but I haven't tried it. But you can actually now go onto a website and order stuff from a pizza or 7-Eleven to send into the prisoners.
It's called Grab.
Yeah.
What a name, Grab.
They don't actually do that.
Off the chain. You're arrested for grabbing a gold chain.
But I think it has improved because I know an Irishman that visits a British guy. He actually organised a talk. You know, booked an appointment so they could actually speak. I'm not sure whether it was a video one, but he also got his Thai wife to order food to be sent in to him. But I think I must try it sometime because, you know, he's not a well person, so he needs a bit of supplement. But I send him odd money every so often, then he can choose for himself, you know.
So this is the thing that I'm finding it hard to get my head around. You said on part one about a compound, the prison, has different compounds, within.
Yeah.
So say you're in there for accounting fraud or something serious, but not drugs, murder, armed robbery.
Yeah.
Would you be rubbing shoulders with murderers?
Oh yes, yes. And that's what some of the guys did.
I thought lifers were separated from.
No. Well, not in Bang Kwang because they're all over 20 years anyway.
Right.
But even in Klong Prem, some of the higher. There was a guy in there that was on life. Then I think it was reduced to 50, and he would be rubbing shoulders with everybody because they put different. All the foreign guys split up. They don't all together. They're all in with all in Sundra.
Do they still have a death row? Although there's no, I think corporal punishment, which
I'm not sure about Klong Prem, but they used to have in Bang Kwang.
Do they still have?
I think they still issue the death.
It hasn't been repealed.
They do give the death sentence, but I think it's normally commuted then to life, isn't it?
Yeah, because of the Burmese boys.
They've just been.
They've been put to life.
Yes, yeah.
Well, what a stitch up that one.
Yeah.
So back to
No
the
comment.
sort of rehabilitation. So what they're looking at doing is giving higher education, etc.
Yeah.
But they're also trying with new prisons are being opened. One in Phuket.
Lovely.
They're making it basically more space. That is in the future, the system should consist of maximum security prisons, those with moderate security, plus open or temporary prisons that would feature the light structure prison zones. He said inmates would be selected by the probation department, which supports 400,000 inmates a year. It has a flight rate of up to 50,000. I'm not sure what that means. Does that mean people running away? Pai Boon also affirmed there is no policy for new prisons because they would cost up to 70 billion. And he disagreed with having more prisons. He said basically probation department's role would be more prominent in the justice system, which shows they're actually going into rehabilitation.
Yeah.
He also said crime rate, prison overcrowding is caused by deficiencies in the justice system. So should they be changing that justice system? Now what they're also looking at is a very good point was the people that are will go into the open prisons, which gives far more freedoms, not to the extent of India, but they're looking at people who are disabled, women with small children, one-time offenders, accidental offenders, which means of an instant something happened, and petty offenders and low-risk prisoners. So
They say these places can hold between 500 and 1,000 inmates each.
Yeah,
complex.
but I mean, they're more than 3 times what they should be at the moment.
Yeah. But I mean, like the open prisons, different depending on the category. In UK, eventually, when the guys are near to or good category, and themselves class prisoners, you know, what their classes are, and also they haven't got too long to do. They go out at weekends, you know, or sometimes they go out even longer. And I know there was a guy in Australia. He actually had a job. You know, he would go to work.
It wasn't in a bank, was it? No. Sorry.
It was a chemist.
But you know, I mean, I do believe that if they've been in prison a long time, the transition to being incarcerated and being free is just so enormous.
I mean, we were talking about...
You look at people who are in the army.
Yes,
When they've got a society which is, you get fed, everything is done. Suddenly you're out of the army. And a lot of people find that difficult to assimilate back into society.
Although they probably have a trade. But we were talking off camera about parole and probation, right?
Yes,
like in America, I'm not sure about England, but America, I know... You get on parole, you've been serving a 15-year, but it's been down to 10 because of good behaviour. But then you have to every week see a parole officer, drug tested randomly. They often set you up or tell you where to go for interviews for jobs, because obviously ex-convicts can't get any work easily. So they have... Is there any system like that in Thailand? Or once you're let out, you're just out and get on with it?
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
I don't know of any...
I know you're not the complete authority on it.
Yes.
But from what
I'm
you know
sure,
more than we do.
Yeah. I never heard of guys, you know, the British guys had Thai friends, of course, who were free. But then some of them used to come back and visit, you know, the guys in hospital, in prison.
Hospitals must have.
But I never heard any talk about
so it's basically
probation.
you've been you were done for drugs, whatever. 25 years.
Yeah.
You do your 25 years with no early release or anything like that. Out. No cancelling during that 25 years.
I think that
no trade learned.
In fact, they do. There's some prisoners, 400 going to be released from Bombat, following the amnesty. And the British guy, he's gone into a separate building, and that's preparing them to go out. But it's only like 2 weeks before, so they could.
So under how long has he been in there?
Well, he's been in there 7 years. I mean, he's a Brit.
Yeah.
But if he's a Thai guy that's been in there a long time, I mean, this guy's looking forward to going home. He's going to be.
He'll be deported.
He'll be deported. Yes.
And he can never return.
No.
For life.
No, that's absolutely.
He probably doesn't want to come back.
Unless he changes his name and his passport number, but whatever. I mean, we won't go that way.
Comment.
There's a tip.
But
see the stream underneath, telephone numbers and facts.
But the Thais, I mean, they just have 2 weeks to sort of prepare. I don't know. I've not spoken to this guy to see what they actually do.
I guess the government think that they're being released back into their family fold.
Yes,
and the family are the ones that have to rehabilitate them.
Yes, possibly.
I think this is an issue, because
major.
Because when you're released, you're going back. Yes, family, of course, but if you go back in the same environment with the same people,
Very
the same
temporary.
Absolutely.
because they are your only friends.
Yeah.
Should you say, well, you can't be within
plus
100
Yes,
miles?
I don't know.
Plus, you've earned no trade to make you money. What can make you money? Deliver that bag from A to B. And I've got 5,000 baht I can eat.
This is my point regarding the rehabilitation in India. Well, this guy was earning 3 times more than when he was.
He was making sarongs, I think.
He was actually making certain ties.
I thought it was
a woman, that was a female.
Right,
but he was actually supporting his family. He had bought a car. The whole lot, he was a lifer.
It was a good career move.
Obviously, he became qualified. But what it meant was he was contributing back into his family, so he wasn't just dragging the family down. He felt part of something. but he was outside the environment he was probably in when he got into trouble in the first
Yes,
place.
yeah.
So I think people say, well, there should be a punishment that did something bad. I totally agree. Yeah? But if
Yeah.
you can come out and not do something bad
And
again,
absolutely.
it's of benefit to
But
society.
these are not the big boys up the chain on
But
these
you know,
drugs, are
if
they?
you
They're
get some of the guys, especially the young ones that go in on drug offences, they probably haven't had a good education.
Yes.
So their expectations are limited anyway.
Yes.
I'm
these
sure
people being convicted are not the top guys, the
Oh,
cartels.
oh,
And
no,
these are, you can
no.
see by the way they look. You know, and I'm not getting classes here for a moment, but
Yeah.
you can see they're fairly low down
Oh,
on
yes,
the food chain there. And they're the ones getting 25 years.
Well, there's another thing is if you're doing rehabilitation and it is based on your let's say how you act within prison. So it's basically merit points or whatever it is, which can be corrupt as well. Don't forget.
Oh.
But, but if it's based on that, and you're getting better conditions, then it's motivating you to be a better person as well. But if you get something to do and you're walking out with a skill, vocational skill, mechanics. One guy was learning. He was a mechanic. He selected being a mechanic, and when we got out, he started a little garage. So he had something to look
true
forward
rehabilitation.
to.
You know. Let's wrap it up.
To do something, but to do something that is going to be useful, that you can use your hands to keep them busy
and an income, because when you've got an income, you don't have to turn to crime to get one.
They were talking about accountants. There's accounting people that are in the prisons, and they were actually teaching people how to. You're going to go start your business, Are you going to do something? We'll teach you how to do this.
Study law and get yourself out.
Well, a lot do.
In America,
obviously.
there's been movies about.
But I think there's a next step as well. Is once they're out, which you were saying earlier on, is the aftercare services. Now, this is stuff that Thailand is looking to improve and doing. I really give credit to them. Anyway, so they're looking to aftercare services, so they're supported outside. Even with a sponsorship of someone who is an ex-con for something, and they start a business where they will support them to employ other people that are coming out, prisoners. As I said, a lot is accidental issues. Something's happened, they've gone off the rails slightly, and they've been arrested for that. So vocational training, I think, is essential. But don't forget, some people are great with their hands and some people are not.
Yes, that's right.
Any final comments? I mean, wrapping up with my side, no one here around the table knows what an open prison is, because there isn't any. Oh, you got a few more points.
This is the statistic I was looking at. So they were looking at with the new prisons, and also I think this also relates to open prisons, that there will still be no beds.
No, they have three blankets.
Right. So what they're saying is there'll be no beds. Prisoners will sleep on individual rubber mattresses on the floor. Also, with the area on the floor for each prison to sleep will be more than in the space that they are present.
You said 150.
They will have at least 50 centimetres across and 180 to 200 centimetres per person guaranteed. Now, my issue with a lot of this, it's still just archaic.
Yes,
There's got to be some respect for space, etc. Because all it's going to do is create tension.
But when you think this,
it's nice to see they're making a difference.
But when you think how some people live in the villages, they only live very basically anyway, and they all sleep in the same room or on a mat. They don't have their own room. They don't have their own ensuite or anything like that. So they're probably not used to. They're probably
That's a very, very good point.
I know one of the guys that when he went back and initially he couldn't sleep because he was on a mattress in the prison.
So he slept on the floor.
Well, he asked, for a hard mattress, or he slept on without a mattress because he slept for all those years on concrete.
So do you think the rehabilitation that Thailand is looking to vastly improve?
Yes, I would think so. If they're going to give them more room, that will be something, because like I said, one of the guys said when one turned, they all turned, and one chap told me once that he was a tall guy, he couldn't stretch out, he slept on his back with his knees up. That's how he could sleep, because he was too tall.
Right, so it's very, very good
I would
science,
think any improvement is a good thing. Yes, a
Because
good thing. Yes.
the benchmark is pretty low.
Yes, yeah.
I'd like to hear from other people if you've been in
in
jail
prison.
or yourself or
thinking about
whatever,
going.
or have an opinion. Let us know your opinions. It'd be interesting to hear.
Yeah. Is that it? Any final? Because it's been so nice to have. That's why we've done 2 shows with you, because we've got to grab you. This lady is always. I mean, she goes, to so many places and that.
Yeah,
it's
keep
nice to get
busy.
you in one
Yeah,
place.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's why we've been.
All I would say is, from my experience of prison visiting, I'm 15 years, the 25th of August.
Long
this year.
sentence.
You've never been inside the prison.
Not to see the cells. I've been inside on a contact visit.
People are
with
just
a guy.
watching, just coming in.
You've
They
never
think you're an
been anywhere
inmate.
the courtyard or
Yes, I've been through
The golden
gates, yes, the
Right.
golden gates and the other gates, but it's still limited as to where you can go.
right.
They make sure that you don't see outside you see the bougainvillea, but inside it's not. It looks quite nice, but the guys used to say, well, if you saw inside the building, it's not quite the same,
yeah,
but
okay.
whatever.
So
but I've gained such a lot from it, not just the friends the guys on the inside, and the families and everything. And after 15 years, I'm still friends with quite a lot of them as well. So I think it's probably what life's all about. If you put nothing in, you get nothing out.
Yeah,
So
well, you put loads in. So
You built a lot
I
of
guess you're
friends,
getting
yeah.
shovel loads back.
I do. I could do with. I said to one guy the other day, I need a PA like me. So
Yeah.
he sends me letters. Can you send this to me mum and to me auntie and to my friend? I'm yeah, okay.
Off camera, she's always on the phone. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. All right, so
But
you
it's good.
you've got to
It's been
go off
good.
and get your 90-day visa or something. So
Yes.
Good. You don't know where you're going yet, do you?
No,
It should
not
be
heard
Changwon,
back
isn't it?
yet. So
Okay.
yes, I hope so.
Right.
Yes.
Well, once
yes.
again, thanks ever so much, Gail, for joining
It's
us.
always
been-
a pleasure
it's
to
been
see you two.
fascinating, and it's always great to see you.
And I will write my book one day, but
All right.
You
Yes,
should.
yes, I should about
yes,
prison.
yeah. Don't forget to mention
Because of-
Bangkok ChitChat on the front.
Yeah. But the anecdotes from
Yeah.
it's only when you start to think about them over the years. There's so many.
It's probably some funny stories as well, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
I've
I
got
said-
all misery the
I
time
said,
to
well,
it.
one of the funny ones was when I went on a contact visit. The young Australian guy, well, I say young, he was in his 30s then. He said, "Oh, Gail, just give me a hug." And he said, "Oh," he says, "you smell lovely. What is it?" So I said, "It's opium." He says, "That's what I'm in here for."
On that note,
straight off the cuff.
we'll leave it there. That's really good. That's really good. So I hope you enjoyed it as well. I found it absolutely fascinating.
Yes, I think it's a very interesting topic.
As always,
Yeah,
it's a subject that, through maybe morbid curiosity as well, prison.
Yes. Oh, yes.
So,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, then please do. It does a lot of help. It also helps us if you share. And don't forget to watch part 1, where we did all about prisons being a tourist attraction. That's about it. Like and share and everything else, right?
And thank you for asking me.
Oh,
pleasure, as
yeah.
ever.
Please come again. Okay.
Just going to have a gin and tonic now.
Chang! See you later.
See you later.
Bye.